We got all this craziness going on in America. And what is it you all want to argue about right now? The fact that 77-year-old governor of Maine, who's won multiple times in Maine, wants to run for the Senate seat in Maine. Now, y'all got big feelings because this guy Graham, who's like an oyster farmer and a retired military guy, y'all really like him, and that's great. And I think he's like 40. This is why there's a primary, right? If you live in Maine, you get to choose your candidate in a primary. And hopefully, if your candidate doesn't win, then you get behind whoever the Democratic candidate is and take on Susan Collins. Because the goal is to beat Susan Collins once and for all, right? But this whole obsession with the age thing is just mind-boggling. I would like to remind everyone of a race in 2022, a Senate race in Vermont. Welsh ran for the first time at 77 years old for Leahy's seat in Vermont. And I don't really remember the media saying much about his age. Maybe some like lighthearted comments, but never did they say, what is this 77-year-old doing running for a Senate seat? Welsh, of course, won in 2022, becoming the oldest freshman senator, I believe, in the history of America, at the exact same age that Janet Mills is running for Senate. And then I would like to remind you of a 2024 race, also in Vermont, when Bernie Sanders ran for re-election for his Senate seat at 83 years old. And again, I don't really remember the media or social media saying much of anything about his age. I actually haven't ever heard anyone say, is Bernie Sanders going to get out of the way for a younger candidate? Did I miss something? Did I miss that conversation? I don't think I missed that conversation because it never happened. Because there's one set of rules for people you all like and another set of rules for people who are challenging the people you like. Just based on those examples, I don't really think it's about age. I think a lot of you like Graham, and that's great. If you live in Maine, volunteer your time and help out Graham, because there's a primary first. And by the way, there's ranked choice voting in Maine. But like, stop saying it's age stop. You didn't care when it was Welsh. You didn't care when it was Bernie Sanders. And I'm sure you're going to come at me with the establishment has chosen her and a decision has been made because the establishment is getting involved. Well, the establishment is getting involved because Janet Mills has won multiple times throughout the whole state of Maine. So the establishment wants to win. The establishment wants to finally, once and for all, beat Susan Collins. The establishment is not the say-all, end-all. Again, if you believe in Graham, volunteer your time and work for Graham. But stop hiding behind, it's an age thing. It's not. If it was, y'all be fair about it. But you're not.